Somebody said, what's a secret talent that you have that no one knows about?
I know how to make balloon animals.
Oh, like the clowns, like where like you blow the joint and then like you twist it up?
Yeah, I can make little dogs.
That's crazy. Now I think about it, because I always thought you were a fucking clown. That makes sense. Come on, man. Hit the like button.
Get out of here.
Hit the like button, bro.
Leave me alone.
Yo, you set it up. I spiked that shit, bro.
Whatever.
Yo, let's fucking go.
I'm getting roasted in my own home.
The following video is an excerpt from TBH New podcast called Loosely Online. Link to the new channel and full video is in the description box below.
Somebody said, do you feel like people today would rather complain than solve their issues? Yeah, I feel like people are always people don't want to admit to it. People always think there's some type of secret formula to something like, oh, if I just move here, here, and here, then I'll have everything I want in life. They think it's like boom, bam, bam. And it's like, nah, it's like whatever it is you want in life or whatever your personal issues that you have to put in work. One therapy session is not enough.
I'll be ugly crying in therapy. They're not going to judge you. They're there to help you. Like, they genuinely want to help you, but you also need to help yourself. Because if you do go to therapy, once you walk out of that room, it's all on you. Mm-hmm. It's your life. They can only do so much to help you. You got to be willing to put in the work.
I think the first step is becoming self-aware. Most people are not self-aware. Understand what your weaknesses are. Then you can address them, but you don't even know you have them. It's hard to even solve any type of issues because you might not think there's an issue. There's a lot of people that just blame everything, outside sources. Oh, it's because I'm black or it's because I'm sleepy. Go to fucking sleep.
It's probably going to bother you a little bit when they tell you what you do, but then it's up to you to change it.
Yeah, like one thing you can actually do, like in terms of like, this is more specific into relationships. If you're still in contact with your exes, I don't do that. But if you're one of those people, you could text your ex and be like, hey, out of curiosity, why do you feel like we didn't work? Like, what did I do? Feel like I could have worked on? We'd be surprised what people tell about you. They'll be holding stuff in. And then also one thing, I remember I brought this up in the Twitch chat. People like laughed. But I was like, with my lady, like every few months, just like ask her like, hey babe, how we doing? Like, is there anything that I did? Like, and you'd be surprised, like, because people sometimes they're just afraid of conflict. And you'll hear things about yourself that you didn't even know you did. Like, I did something yesterday. I did a couple things, and she brought them up. And then, like, I didn't even get mad at it, but then, like, I kind of sat on it. Just none of y'all fucking business what it is. But I sat on it. And then I came back to her and, like, I, like, apologized. And I was like, yeah, it's like, I could see. I was like, yeah, I'm going to try to be more cognizant and aware of those type of, you got to learn not to take things personal. Also ask, there's certain things that I only talk to certain people about, like, and usually you can gauge within the first few conversations of where they're mentally at. Like, an easy example I can give is, like, somebody will come in, we'll start talking, they'll be like, oh, what are your hobbies? I'll be like, I'll tell them I'm into gaming. And they'll be like, oh, I'm a gamer too. So then low-key, I'd be shit testing. I'd be like, oh, so what games you into? First thing that come out your mouth is Call of Duty,
Candy Crush,
Grand Theft Auto. I mean, yeah, you can throw Candy Crush in there. You know what I'm talking about, 2K. Yeah. Like, those are cool games, but more like super casual. I already know. Like, I'm not judging them. Like, I think they're a bad person, but I already know mentally I can't have a conversation with them most likely about, like, things like Fallout or The Witcher or Mass Effect. Like, just keep it real baseline and simple. Oh, yeah, I love Call of Duty too. What's your favorite weapons? Like, you can kind of tell what mental plane people are operating on.
Remember I told you I was going to start barking at you?
Go ahead. Can you bark for us? It's like a fucking tape rewinding. Yeah, that's funny. Somebody said, any advice on breaking out of your comfort zone and mingling at events? Working on?
I'm still working on it. It was definitely like something that I would struggle with. Like, I wouldn't go up to people. But
I got one.
Stop holding yourself back.
Yeah, get out of your own head. I find that I used to be in my own head. Like, I didn't care what people thought of me, but I did think people were judgmental. So then I walked around with, like, I used to walk around with a chip on my shoulder thinking people, because a lot of times, like, let's say like E3, I walk into like the press room, like me and GI would be the only black people. There'd be hundreds of people. And like, it was kind of awkward because every time we would walk in there, everybody would be staring at us. And it's like, at first I was thinking like, oh, it's because I'm black, they don't fuck with me and all this other shit. And it's like, yeah, some of it is because you're black. They're not used to seeing that many black people in the press. But it's like, you got to stop thinking of it as from like a racist standpoint. And like, some people are just genuinely curious. Like, oh man, like somebody different is here. And like, I found when I started talking to people and like relating to them, like on the gaming level, you have more in common with people than you think. Like, stop walking around with that chip on your shoulder, thinking everybody's judging you in the worst type of way. Some people just might just be genuinely curious.
Yeah. Also, I think that we are like own worst critics, and half of the stuff that you're worrying about, people aren't even noticing. Like, you really are in your own head. Like, I used to be scared to talk to people because I'd stutter a lot. Half of them wouldn't even notice, or if they did, they're not going to say anything about it.
Yeah, it's crazy because you need to take your own advice. Because like before the first podcast dropped, like the pilot episode, she was talking. They're gonna notice this, that, and nobody even noticed anything in the comments about what you was worried about.
Oh yeah, I was definitely in my own head.
Yeah, you need to take your own advice.
But you know what? I did it anyways.
Yeah, because I literally pulled you by the ankle out of the bed. You was like,
okay, that is not what happened. But like, at one point, you have to stop holding yourself back. You don't want to regret anything later. Like, so, and like, you know what? If anybody makes fun of you, fuck them. They have their own issues then if they're making fun. Fuck them. And the worst thing that you could do is not try. Because then you're always going to wonder.
Yeah. Forward movement, any type of forward movement. Like, each time you'll get better. You got to accept you're going to suck at shit. And the sooner you accept that, the more you can start focusing on getting better. That's what I would say.